Gladio 5 again. Today I'll be showcasing space in Breath of the Wild. It took 11 hours just to get up here. At some point I'll have a tutorial, but for now, let's conduct some science. We start our journey briefly in the Mesosphere. It's quite beautiful up here, but also quite deadly. Due to the low pressures at these altitudes, Link's tears and saliva would begin to boil, and he would quickly lose consciousness. Majora's Mask must have some hidden benefits. You can see how far off course I was blown by the arrows. Once we're below 50 kilometers, we've entered the stratosphere. We're still very high up, and Link would be very much dead. Even the game has some issues. This high up, the Master Beam doesn't spawn. Let's see if arrows do. They do, but they scroll off screen pretty fast. Let's try some other arrow types. It's hard to tell if the arrows are actually moving or static. What do you think? Normal arrows light on fire due to the glitch I used to get up here. You'll see more of that in a future tutorial. Let's try a few other experiments. Next, I'd like to check dropping weapons, bows, and shields. Will they spawn? I'll also try holding some materials. Doesn't seem like anything spawns. I'm still holding the items. Interesting. Seems like I can draw a weapon like normal. What about runes? Let's try testing them. Doesn't seem like I can spawn a bomb. Ground bombs don't work either. Magnesis might work, but it's not possible to test at these speeds. Similar with stasis. The trail's quite long, though. And of course, Cryonis. Doesn't matter whether I aim outward or aim underfoot. The camera works. Although Link is quite off-center. Let's save this to the album. Yup, great photo. Here's another excellent shot. That about concludes the science portion of this video. I promised an FAQ video at 1,000 subs, and I'm a little overdue for that. So let's take care of it here. Oh right, I'm still holding these fish. For the next part, I'd like to clean up the screen a little bit. That map was really cluttering things. Let's turn off the HUD so we can enjoy an unobstructed view. There, that should help. Let's see how it looks. Clean. Look at all that real estate. Before I answer questions, I wanted to quickly mention that I will have a tutorial for how to get up here. So if you want to see that, hit the subscribe button and enable notifications. I've also recently enabled memberships, so consider joining if you'd like to support me directly. And now for the questions. Let Me Think of a Username asks, will I show up in the video? What languages do you speak? Yes. I speak English fluently, and a little bit of Japanese. Komali asks, what coding languages do you speak? I mostly code in Java, but I've also used C++, JavaScript, and some other languages. Coldeo asks, what's your shoe size? What type of bread do you prefer? How many clocks do you own? What is your most used emoji? What is your favorite streaming service? Let's see. 11.5, Dilrai, none which aren't integrated into other devices, probably the Elixir emoji from my Discord server, and HBO Max. 9 asks, what browser do you use? That's an easy one. I'm a Chrome person. Except when I'm on my phone and I use Safari. Brissinger asks, do you like bread? What video did you prefer making? Yeah, Bread Pirates channel's great. I probably enjoyed making my Hylian Shield plus tutorial best. Linkstorm asks, who inspired you to start playing Breath of the Wild / breaking the game? I started playing just because I like Zelda, and I've always tended to push games to their limits. Goldeo asks, if you have a car, how many miles does it have? I do. It's got over 100,000. It's pretty old. Agar15 asks, do you like milk? What is your favorite glitch? I do like milk, although recently I've started to develop some mild lactose intolerance. My favorite glitch has to be iced tea. There's just so much you can do with it. Goldeo asks, what's your favorite sport to watch? I do not really watch sports. Goldeo also asks, what brand of notebook do you use? Are you annoyed by how many dumb questions I'm asking? I use a MacBook. Not yet. Okay, I probably need to reconsider my previous answer. Goldeo also asks, favorite browser game? Favorite type of elephant? Do you prefer AA or AAA batteries? How many cabinets does your kitchen have? Favorite brand of pen? Favorite brand of pencil? Fastest time you can run a 5K? Opinion on opinions. Favorite board game? What color are the walls of the room you are currently in? That's a lot of questions. Let's start with Cookie Clicker, the African Bush Elephant, AA, 22, Bic, Ticonderoga, I haven't run one, I'm fairly neutral, Dungeons & Dragons, and Off-White. 9 asks, have you played Deltarune, and if you have, did you do the weird route? I have not. Let me think of a username asks, why are you the Goblin05? This is a reference to my username, that's what it roughly translates to. It's a name from college. I had a class on Spanish poets, and Lorca came up. Some of his poetry involved a mischievous little forest spirit, and then that name just kind of stuck. Tombo asks, 17 years old? When you eat a sandwich, do you use a fork? And then clarified that a sandwich was 2 slices of bread with something in between. The 05 is my graduation year, not my birth year. So I'm just a wee bit older. And of course I don't use a fork when I eat a sandwich. That would be silly. I use a spoon. 9 asks, do you wear glasses? Yes. Goldeo asks, do you like coffee? I do. My favorite is probably cold brew. 9 asks, do you have anything like eczema or lactose intolerance? I did mention earlier that I'm developing a mild case of this, so yes. Let me think of a username asks, any musical abilities, instruments, etc.? I never picked up an instrument. I did do piano lessons, but they didn't really take. But I have been involved in choir since high school. Goldeo asks, favorite Dum Dum flavor? If you're unfamiliar, a Dum Dum is one of those lollipops you used to get at the doctor's. Grape. 9 asked, favorite candy? That's easy. Snickers or occasionally Butterfinger. And I do like a Mr. Goodbar. Komali asked, favorite flag? Mine is Seychelles. There's a lot of flags out there. I'm gonna have to go with the one that puts a star on your completed file. Rincake asked, what is the plan for the future of the channel? Do you ever plan on trying to open up to a wider audience? Please put me in the video, not a question. Well, you're in the video. I do plan on opening things up. I'd like to incorporate some new games, maybe some other Zelda titles. We'll see. Goldeo asks, what's your birthday? That's a secret. 9 asks, opinions on Ego Gorbian War in Cleric Rooms. Is that still ongoing? I don't really support one side or the other. 9 said, you're a neutral, alright, and then asked, opinions on the OLED versus the normal Switch. I have not picked up an OLED Switch yet. It seems a little bit large. I borrowed my friend's briefly. I'm okay with the normal one for now. 9 asked, opinion on Florida Man. Oh, I love Drew Gooden. His channel's excellent. Everyone should watch it. 9 asks, how many games do you have in your library? I would have to count, but at least hundreds. Goldeo asks, how many games do you have 100% in? Or full completion for the few games with above 100%? I'm going to guess around 60 to 75%. I tend to complete a game before I move on. 9 asks, have you made any games? Nothing commercially. Dabbled a little bit with Unity. Made a first-person VR demo. Goldeo asks, favorite DS? Favorite Pringle flavor? Mine is the Wendy's Spicy Chicken Sandwich. I liked the 3DS. I hope that's what you're talking about. I'm a classic Pringle flavored sort of person. 9 asks, favorite childhood TV show? Probably Ren and Stimpy. Forrestal Boots 360 asks, favorite letter? ABC? No, it's not ABC. Let me go with the non-breaking space character. Oh boy. Forrestal Boots 360 asks, best fruit, best general brand, best vegetable, best animal, cats or dogs, no in between, best drink, morning person or night owl, how old are you? Will you show your face ever? Give me a yee-haw. Best instrument, Best Zelda game, best Link, best Ganon, best Zelda, best question out of everything you got asked. What's the 05 in front of your name? Best color. Here we go. Banana, General Motors, Brussels sprouts, the kangaroo, you can't make me choose, orange juice, it depends, probably older than you, maybe, yeehaw! The theremin, Twilight Princess, the hero's spirit, Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time, Tetra, probably the yeehaw question, my graduation year, and green. Whew. Red Dragon 11 asks, where did your username come from? Asked and answered. Let me think of a username asks, El duende no nihongo wa jouzu desu ka? Pera pera janai kedo, shaberaremasu. Let me think of a username asks, what would El duende be in katakana? El duende? Probably something like this, though I might get corrected. Ecorn Corn asks, do you speedrun too? Do you have Twitch? If anything, I slow run. I watch Twitch, but I don't stream on it. Ecorn Corn says, hope you can stream eventually. It'd be cool to see you experiment, or just play. I had been streaming on YouTube once a week, when I'm not on vacation. So if you haven't seen one of those, tune in and check it out. Return Key says, I do want to know if ice cream can give any modifier. It cannot. By definition, it's an elixir without a modifier. Crystal asks, how does it feel to have a sudden explosion of popularity due to your coverage of IST? It's a little surreal. Forestall Boots 360 asks, sure, Ramayatara Tanaka Yunayu Harawa Kamata Nataka Hayamani. 9 asked, what? And Forestall Boots 360 replied, yup. That's essentially gibberish. Forestall Boots 360 asks, what inspired you to start YouTube? What keeps you going? Too deep? What is your favorite part of Breath of the Wild? Back when I was just starting, I used to make guides if I couldn't find one that existed already online. I made one for inventory corruption chaining, and it got a little bit of traction. Cleric made a comment on it, and it inspired me to do more. You keep me going. The community. My favorite part of Breath of the Wild is just how many glitches there are, and how well they play with the engine. MeSeeYou asks, since you're multilingual, how did you learn the languages you speak? Any other games you like glitching besides Breath of the Wild? You mentioned you like traveling. Where do you want to go someday, and what do you want to do there? Any favorite music artists? This is important. What do you think of boba, bubble milk tea? My respect for you rests on this question. Ha, just kidding. Unless... I studied French in high school and Japanese in college. I spent a lot of time glitching Fallout 3. Pretty much any open world game has a lot of opportunity. I'd love to visit Australia and go scuba diving at the Great Barrier Reef. My music tastes are fairly eclectic, so I don't really have anyone specific in mind. And I'm more of a classic milk tea flavor, with or without boba. Bread Enthusiast asks, what is everyone's favorite kind of bread? Well, I can't speak for everyone, but as I mentioned before, dill rye. Unless we're talking about dessert bread, in which case banana, obviously. Sansana asks, Dum Dum, you give me gum gum. Sorry, I'm fresh out. This started a whole string of silliness between Crystal, 9, Return Key, and Haza, topped off by this message from MeSeeYou. All very good points. Dash asks, what's your favorite pointless or minor glitch in Breath of the Wild? Also, when was the last time you dabbed? I'm a fan of post-game Hyrule. I've never dabbed. MasterLink16 asks, how old are you? Really? Well, you could have done the math based on my graduation year, but okay, 39. Pleasant Voice asks, is the FAQ going to be for 10k subs? And then Let Me Think of a Username asks, is it? No, it was originally planned for 1k, but here it is for 5k. I'll probably do something else for 10k. Crystal asks, do you have any pets? I thought it was asked already, but apparently not. I do. I have a cat named Muji. She's pretty fluffy. Maybe she'll show up in some videos later. Pleasant Voice asked, me? No, that question was originally for me, but now I'm kinda curious. Tell me about your pets in the comments. Pleasant Voice asked, how did you come up with your channel name? Asked and answered. Gaming Agent asks, here's another interesting question. What is your favorite real-life meal that also exists in Breath of the Wild? Probably pumpkin pie? MasterLink16 asks, is this a real channel? I think he's referring to my Discord channel here. Yes, now that this video's out, it was. It was real. Return Key asks, what are the server roles? There's a whole list on the Discord. One of the fun ones is the Jonin role, which gives you access to the VIP lounge. You can earn it by doing one of several impossible challenges. Check the description for an invite link to the Discord if you're interested. MasterLink16 asks, what is Duende, like the word, and why 05? Wait, no, El Duende equals the elf. That's sort of a question? But yeah, I already explained that. Why Cats Can't Fly asks, how long have you been interested in Breath of the Wild glitches? Pretty much since I finished my first playthrough, so sometime in 2021. EG asks, what? My answer? May Lusamine guide you. Lytos asks, how did you get into Breath of the Wild? What is your favorite food and animal? Do you like cats? To eat? Masterlink16 asks, who was your favorite member? Of the Discord? Probably my mods. They're great. I've included links to their socials in the description. Go check them out. Looks like we're getting close to the ground, so we're out of time for questions. Once again, if you like this sort of content, consider subscribing and enabling notifications for more. And consider joining if you're able to. Your support helps me keep up the high quality of these videos. There's still a little time left on a promotion I'm running for new members. If you sign up now, you can get a bonus perk for your first month. So if you're interested, check out my channel. Thanks for sticking around and watching this until the end. See you next time!